Let's talk about a question that so many people wonder but often don't know how to ask. How do I know if I'm ready for sex? It might seem like a simple question, but the answer is layered, deeply personal, and sometimes even a little complicated. Readiness for sex isn't about checking a certain age box or getting permission from friends or the internet. It's about being mentally, emotionally, and physically prepared for the experience itself and everything that can come with it. First things first, let's break down a very common misconception. Just because your body is physically capable of having sex doesn't automatically mean you're ready. Puberty might bring sexual feelings and curiosity, but those natural urges don't always mean you're prepared for the responsibility, emotions, and decisions that come with sexual activity. Readiness is about more than hormones. It's about awareness, consent, safety, and personal choice. So how do you figure out if you are ready? The truth is, there's no universal sign that applies to everyone, but there are some important questions you can ask yourself, honestly and without judgment, that can help you decide whether you're making the decision for the right reasons and in a healthy headspace. Let's start with motivation. Ask yourself, why do I want to have sex? Is it because you feel connected and ready to share that level of intimacy with someone? Or is it because you feel pressured by a partner, by friends, by media, or even by insecurity? There's a huge difference between wanting to do something and feeling like you should do it. If you're considering sex because you're afraid of losing a partner, trying to keep up with your peers, or prove something to yourself or someone else, it might be a sign that you're not quite ready. The healthiest decision comes from a place of confidence, curiosity, trust, and desire, not fear or pressure. Another important thing to reflect on is your comfort level with your partner. Do you feel emotionally safe with them? Can you be yourself around them? Do you feel respected when you talk about boundaries and desires? Sex is a deeply intimate act, and while it doesn't have to happen in a long-term relationship, it should happen with someone who respects you, listens to you, and communicates openly. If you're uncomfortable talking to your partner about sex, contraception, or even how you're feeling emotionally, that's a red flag. Good sex, especially the first time, is built on trust and communication. Now, let's talk about boundaries. Being ready for sex means knowing and clearly defining your own boundaries. What are you comfortable with? What are you not okay with? And can you communicate that clearly to your partner? It's one thing to know your limits, but it's equally important to feel empowered to express them and walk away if they aren't respected. You should never feel guilty or ashamed for setting boundaries. The right partner will honor them without question. Consent is a massive part of readiness. Are you able to give enthusiastic, informed, and ongoing consent? That means you're not just saying yes because you feel like you have to, but because you genuinely want to. And you should feel confident that you can change your mind at any time, even if things have already started. Real consent is enthusiastic, clear, and free of pressure. If you don't feel like you can say no, then it's not a true yes. Another crucial part of feeling ready is being informed about sexual health. Do you understand how pregnancy happens and how to prevent it? Are you aware of the risks of sexually transmitted infections and how to protect yourself and your partner? Being ready for sex includes being prepared to take care of your health. That means knowing how to use condoms, understanding birth control options, and being willing to have open conversations about STI testing and prevention. It also means taking responsibility for your choices, not leaving it all up to your partner. Let's talk emotions. Sex can stir up a lot of feelings, some you might expect, and some you might not. After sex, especially the first few times, people can feel excited, happy, bonded, or even empowered. But some people also feel confused, vulnerable, or disappointed. That's completely normal. What matters is whether you feel emotionally equipped to handle those feelings. If you already feel insecure, emotionally unstable, or unsure about your partner's intentions, it might be worth waiting. Your emotional well-being matters just as much as the physical side of things. And then there's the big question, will sex change the relationship? Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't, but it's smart to consider the possibility. If you're hoping that having sex will make your partner more committed, more affectionate, or more loyal, that's a sign you might not be ready. Sex should be an expression of connection, not a strategy to strengthen a weak relationship. On the other hand, if your relationship is already built on trust, communication, and mutual respect, sex might enhance that closeness. The key is having honest conversations ahead of time about expectations, feelings, and what sex means to each of you. Being ready also includes practical preparedness. Do you know where to get protection? Do you feel confident using it? Do you have access to emergency contraception in case something goes wrong? Do you know where to go if you need STI testing or advice afterward? Feeling ready means thinking ahead, not just about the moment, but about what comes next. Here's another thing to keep in mind. It's okay to be unsure. Some people feel 100% ready, others feel totally unsure, and many fall somewhere in the middle. If you're hesitating, it's okay to wait. There's no deadline, no timer ticking down. Waiting doesn't mean you're immature or behind, it just means you're being thoughtful. And honestly, that's a sign of maturity, not weakness. It's also important to challenge the idea that everyone loses their virginity in the same way. The concept of virginity is more cultural than scientific, and it's often based on outdated ideas. What matters isn't whether you've had a specific kind of sex, it's whether you're making choices that feel right for you. Your value is not tied to your sexual experience, or lack of it. Let's take a second to talk about identity and orientation. If you're questioning your sexual orientation or exploring your gender identity, you might feel even more pressure or confusion about sex. That's completely normal. Take your time. Explore what feels right for you, not what's expected. Whether you're straight, queer, bi, ace, trans, or still figuring it out, your journey is valid. Sex isn't a race. It's a personal experience that should reflect your truth. So, let's recap the big questions that can help you figure out if you're ready for sex. 1. Are you doing this because you want to, not because you feel pressured? 2. Do you feel emotionally safe and respected by your partner? 3. Can you talk openly about boundaries, protection, and feelings? 4. Do you understand the risks, emotional, physical, and relational? 5. Do you have access to protection and sexual health resources? 6. Are you okay with whatever feelings may come afterward? 7. And maybe most importantly, do you feel confident, calm, and sure? If the answer is yes to most or all of these, you might be ready. If not, that's totally okay. Take your time. You deserve to feel confident and informed when you make that choice. There's no gold star for doing it early, and no shame in waiting. Being ready for sex isn't about age, experience, or social approval. It's about knowing yourself, trusting your instincts, and making a decision that comes from a place of love and respect for yourself and your partner. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you think through your feelings or gave you some clarity, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need it, and don't forget to subscribe for more real, respectful, and empowering conversations about sex and relationships. And remember, you get to decide when you're ready. Your body, your choice, your pace.